Oh, hello. Are we on? We are indeed. Is this thing on? I believe it is. Yes. Hello, you lot. Millicorn here. Welcome to another live stream. Basically, it's my birthday tomorrow, not today. Tomorrow. So I thought let's just hang out and have a chat. I'm going to let people sort of join in. I'm going to try and move the laptop so there's not that weird blue glow. Don't know why it's doing that. We'll stand by. Thank you very much, Finley, watching. Yes. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. Hello, thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Good afternoon, good evening. I'm just closing another tab down. You have to bear with me. Yes, I'll let, oh, there we go. Oh, no, the blue is in fact still here. Lovely. I'll let everyone jump in and get comfortable. I've got a cup of tea. But yeah, there's no real special occasion. We haven't hit a subscriber milestone particularly or anything like that. 6,700 and that's a milestone. But for now, this is basically just me saying it's my birthday tomorrow, and I could have had a video ready for this week, but I thought, you know what, let's just hang out and have a chat. So we'll let people jump in. Paul, hello. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, I'm getting very old now. You're quite right. If anyone's interested, I'm going to be 22 tomorrow. As Taylor Swift said, don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22, and I'm going to write songs about all my exes. I'm not talented enough to sing to do that, but you know, can do one of those things. Yes, we'll just let everyone jump in. Jimmy Thomas just jumped in. It's mine, in fact. I'm 22 tomorrow. I know, I don't look it, do I? I'm inviting comments there about how old I do or don't look. 22. I mean, I'm technically young being 22, but I was born 40, and I haven't stopped aging since. So, you know, a song about my ex cars. That would be a very short one. The one about the Punto would be "We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together." And the one about the Alpha would be, no, I'll come back. Someone come up. What Taylor Swift song would suit the GTV? Someone come up with that one. Yes, good evening. Hello, everyone jumping in. Antonio, hello, sir. Field Drive, you all right, mate? How are you doing? Do I like the Seat Arosa? Yeah, I don't mind the Seat Arosa. It looks pretty cool. Someone on Instagram has got one. I can't remember his name. No, I can, but I can't. I'm going to type it in the chat now if you're interested in a cool Seat Arosa and a K11 Micro. Actually, go follow that Instagram account. I'm following them. Lewis, he does some, yeah. Oh, I knew you were trouble. There you go. That's perfect for the GTV. There you go. Do I like the Citroen 2CV? Love the 2CV. Only driven one once, but oh, it was hilarious fun. Adored it. Thank you to everyone saying happy birthday in the comments. I really appreciate it. If you're only just joining, I'm the grand old age of 22 tomorrow. Which incidentally, same age as the Seicento, came out in 98 as well. So all good things come out in 1998, as I tell people, with my Italiano Squadron mug. You missed the GTV. Will I ever buy another Alpha? Yeah, I will buy another Alpha. The GTV was good. I liked it, but I'd like to try something different. So either something a bit old. I like a Spider, like an old Spider, like a classic, not a Line 16. 159 would be cool. When Giulia Quadrifolios is down to 1,500 quid, we'll have one of those as well. There you go. When Giulia Quadrifolios dip below £5,000 for a good one, I'll buy one. There you go. That's my ultimatum. So in 20 years' time, I'll buy one. Sad, beautiful, tragic. Yeah, that's another good one for the Alpha. Ben and Gracie's Little Adventures. Fantastic channel name. Yes, all is good. Thank you very much. Busy with work is about where we're at. In fact, the reason I'm doing this today is I'm actually off for work tomorrow evening. I'm off for filming at Silverstone, so that's good. How's the bike coming along? Asked Feel the Drive. Very good. Very good. There's more bits going on. In fact, I've been painting the other wheel today for the other tire to go on it. There is another Kawasaki video next week, and it will be the last one for a while. I'll explain why in that video. But exciting times. Project ER5 is going great guns. How about a Rover City Rover? I'd be interested to know how bad they are, because Ian Hubnut's made out that they weren't actually that bad. If you lower your expectations, obviously they were a cheap Indian city car rebadged as a Rover. So adjust your standards a little bit. They're not going to be as good as a Polo. But we'll see. I'd love to be able to drive one at some point. Apparently, Mr. Ed from Twin Cam reckons they're not appalling either. So we'll see. I'd like to have a go on Monday. Let's have a look. DL Warren, opinion on Range Rovers. Well, I'll do all of them rather than ask. Range Rover Classic, I really like. I think it's a fantastic thing. It does what it does. My editor has driven like a really, really mint restored one. It's one of his favourite like dream cars. Range Rover Classic, I've got time for. That's a cool car. P38, I've got no love for a P38. We've got one at work as one of our classic project cars, I have no interest in it at all. I think P38s are really dull, and I don't get it. They do nothing for me in any way. They're a high-rise Rover 800 with air suspension that at the drop of a hat will collapse your bank account with it. So my opinion on P38s is, yeah, nah, particularly when they're a V8 one. L322s, again, I would like to drive one, but I don't want to own one. Because again, it's mobile bankruptcy, one of those. And what is the fourth generation even called? L322 was the Mark III. What was the Mark IV Range Rover called? Someone tell me that in the comments. I do like them, but again, it's typical Land Rover quality in that it breaks if you look at it too hard. But very formidable off-road and lovely inside. So a good car, but not for me. I don't like big luxury cars. I like tiny little things. You know this. Opinion on BMWs. You're going to have to narrow that down a little bit. Which BMW? Depends which one. If it's an X6, sorry, yeah, let's not mention that again. Peugeot 306, no YouTube content on them. I don't know why. The 306 is a cracking car. That was an era when Peugeot, even their humdrum stuff, was really good. Yeah, I've driven a few Peugeots that era, 106, 205. I haven't actually driven a 306, but that was Peugeot's golden era. Yeah, 306 deserves a lot of love. And mark my words, a 306 Rally will be a future classic, and a GTI 6. I was watching a classic Top Gear clip from the 90s of a GTI 6, and they raved about it. Fantastic car. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm trying to read the comments as they come. All Air FPS asks 106 or Saxo. If it's the hot versions, Saxo. Because a really clean Saxo VTS is an icon for my generation. I mean, a badly modified one is an icon for my generation as well, but I'm just old enough that the Saxo VTS means something to people of my age, so I'd love to have a go on one of those, love to own one. But 106 GTI, Jamie FYD, if you're watching, wicked. Give it a minute to sort its life out. Few 306s racing at Netherton, yeah, they're great little cars. 306s are great cars. Buy a Saxo to go with Seicento, so nah, I've got one little nugget, one's enough. Let's have a look. Diablo, happy birthday. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you kindly. What about the Rover SD3? Never driven one. I've driven a Triumph Acclaim, which is a broadly similar car, and I quite like the Acclaim. So if the SD3 Rover 200 is anything like the Triumph Acclaim, thumbs up. I like the Acclaim. Good car. Funnily enough, if you follow my Classics World exploits, you will know, because I did a road test video on the Triumph Acclaim. So go and check out Classics World if you haven't. That's what I do for my day job, and I road tested a Triumph Acclaim, and I liked it. Coming soon, by the way, here's a little scoop for you. Coming soon to Classics World in the next few weeks is the king of the JDM nuggets that I was just all over. And I've wanted one since I was a kid, long before YouTube, long before I owned the Seicento. One of my favorite JDM nugget cars. See if you can guess which one. First person to guess it in the comments. Ultimate small JDM nugget that I got to drive, and there's a Classics World video coming. If you guess it, you get 10 internet points. Waiting a new ECU for my driving a Nissan Note. I can see why so many old people drive them. Yeah, just easy cars to drive. I drove a Nissan Qashqai, the one you saw in the background of a few of my videos this year. The Qashqai lights, it's criminally dull, but it's actually objectively not a bad car. And the same with a lot of these humdrum things. Just because they don't interest us as enthusiasts, we kind of write them off. But if all you need is an vehicle, the Qashqai is an vehicle. But I'd still have a Golf, so we'll move on. Chrysler Crossfire thoughts. I actually like the Chrysler Crossfire, bit different, and you can get a manual one, and I like the way they look. Even as a coupe, I think it's a good looking car. I've never driven one. Only observation I do have, the quality of them is shocking. Everything is made out of CD cases by the feel of the plastic inside. The spoiler you can hear whirring at whatever speed you're at. It's Chrysler quality, isn't it? And the tax on the road tax, if you're watching from the UK, 550 quid a year. Yeah, nah. I'm paying less than a third of that for my Seicento. Who else we got? Daihatsu QR. Yeah, big fan. I like Daihatsus, but that's not the car I... Sorry, if that's your guess for the car I drove, no. I like them, but it wasn't that. Peugeot 309. Oh, yes, sir. 309s deserve a lot of love. Because I wrote a little feature on the 309 a while back, because they're the last Talbot, which was Roots Group, and I did a big feature on Roots Group, which there's a lot of history. If you don't know it, by the way, go and look up the history of Roots Group. It's fantastic reading. It's more interesting than BL in a lot of ways. Perodua Canary, it's not that. It's not JDM. That is Malaysian? MDM. Any opinions on the Citroen C2 VTS? Love it. proper little nugget. And I particularly favourite thing on the C2 VTS is that sort of clear plastic light up gear knob. I don't know if it lights up, but that clear plastic gear knob they've got, that is wicked. I like that. If you can make that light up, that would be amazing. Feel the drive on the nose, my friend. Nissan Figaro. I drove a Nissan Figaro for Classics World. There's a video coming in 3 weeks, I think. Because next week. Yeah, I think in 3 weeks' time on Classics World, Nissan Figaro is coming. I drove it and I love Figaros. Absolutely love them. So watch that video if you want to see some JDM nuggetiness on Classics World. And there's more because next year we've been doing some video planning, feature planning for next year. And 2020 is or 2021, sorry, is 25 years, I think, of the Honda Beat and the Suzuki Cappuccino. So the plan is we're going to get both of those together for the ultimate JDM Nugget sports car battle. So I'm sticking my hand up firmly to do that one. Daihatsu Mira, no, I like a Mira, particularly the Mighty Car Mods one, but it wasn't one of those. It was a Figaro. VTS is cool. Yeah, Saxos are cool. Can't go wrong with a bit of tea. You can't. How do you take your tea? In the comments. I take mine a little bit of milk in first. Don't take much milk, but I do have milk in first because that's the correct way to do it. And 3 sweeteners, stroke sugars. I have a sweet, sweet tea. As a colleague pointed out, you don't like the taste of tea, do you? I do. You just have to douse it in sugar first. Hillman Imp, yeah, cracking little car. NH73, how's my family doing with the Fiat Panda? Yes, very, very well. We're loving it. Mum's daily driving it. She's loving it. She thinks it's huge fun to drive because she's used to that big Renault Scenic, big 2 litre. So it's such a nippy, fizzy little car compared to what she's used to. And she hasn't driven a small car in ages, so she absolutely loves it. It's comfortable. It's doing 40 to the gallon reliably. It's comfortable. It's practical. Nothing to report, really. Nothing's gone wrong with it. We love it. It's a brilliant little car. The Scenic might be off the road for a little while because we really like the Panda. It's a brilliant little car. And the other one's gone, by the way. The one that I said was for sale has gone. Has gone to a lovely couple. I want to say they were coming from Scotland or something. They came from miles away. But that other little Panda that I said there was 2 and we have on for sale, that's gone. But yes, the Panda, to answer your question, is doing brilliantly. No point doing another video on it because there's nothing to update on. There's nothing to fix, and we're not modifying it because that's not that kind of car. There will be an update on the red Seicento and its custodian in the very near future because what a cracking little car that is. And that is being used, well, you know what it's being used for. But yes, red Seicento will be coming back in the near future. The worst bus, I can't comment, Finley. As I said, all I can say for the worst bus is a night bus because it's full of unpleasantries, shall we say. But that's public transport for you. Chrysler and Lancia Ypsilon. I actually really like those. I mean, objectively, it's a Fiat 500, but not quite as good, which in its own right is a Fiat Panda, but not quite as good. So it's 2 steps down from a Fiat Panda, so I shouldn't like them. But that vague Fiat connection is why I do like them, and I think they look quite nice as well. And if you choose one of those over a Fiat 500, 10 points, because you're a bit different. And frankly, that's what this channel is all about. I suddenly realised I do slag off Chrysler a little bit, but actually there's a lot of their cars I would objectively own. I'd own a Crossfire. I'd own an Ypsilon. I'd own a 300C in a heartbeat. Love the 300C, even if it was a diesel. I'd probably own a PT Cruiser, just ironically. The PT Cruiser is ironically cool now. I remember when Mighty Car Mods had one. Yeah, that was the Figaro. I remember when they had that. I knew about them long before that. I actually knew about them. I think I even knew because I watched Sarah Jane Adventures when I was a kid, and obviously she had one. But I knew about them before that because I saw one just on the side of the road. Had no idea what it was, and because there's no badging on a Figaro, you don't know. My dad did know, told me about them, and I went and researched loads about them on Wikipedia and found out where they came from and what they were about. And I love Figaros. They're brilliant old cars. Oh my God, my dad made this cup of tea and apparently the milk didn't go in first. Right, I'm not finishing that then. No, I'm kidding. I never turned down tea. Do I like the Suzuki Celerio? It's okay. It's a humdrum economy car. Nothing you can say. I mean, there's nothing objectively bad apart from those early stories of the brake pedal going to the floor in an emergency. I wouldn't have one with that going on, to put it that way. The Mark 1 Ford Ka, I do like the Mark 1 Ka, what there is left of it after they've all rotted away. But yeah, objectively good car. The Sport Ka, nugget and a half. In fact, I know someone I went to school with had one of those as his first car. And as a first car, that's a wicked little thing if you can afford to insure it. Tried to give my friend a driving lesson and my car nearly ended up in a river, says D.L. Warren. Don't give people driving lessons near reservoirs, that's all I'm going to say. The Grand Voyager. I love the Grand Voyager. Do you know what? I don't dislike the Grand Voyager. Here's the most bizarre bit of car trivia you'll hear tonight. when it was launched, the Mark II Chrysler Voyager was voted the most luxurious minivan in America. There you go. I have nothing to add to that. Do I think Mark 1 Skoda Octavias will go up in value? Yes, I think they will, on the basis that all of them are either VRSs that have been modified to hell or diesel ones that have been used as taxis and have got 500,000 miles on them. So if you've got a really clean, unmodified, low mileage Mark 1 Octavia, particularly if it's desirable spec like the high up, what's the top of this range one called? There's one above the Elegance. There's like really posh. I can't remember. Someone tell me on the comments. And the really, really posh Octavias, they are particularly going to be worth money. And I really like them. Yeah. Because it's basically a Golf, but less pretentious. And less pretentious is what this channel is. This channel's strapline should be less pretentious. Hello, Craig. Thank you for joining. Lauren and Clement. That's the one. Thank you, Dominic. Yes, the Octavia, Lauren and Clement. If you've got one of those, hold on to it. That's a weird car to aspire to, isn't it? A top spec Skoda. Yeah, what else have we got? Sorry, I'm just reading the comments here. Butcher's spelling, don't worry. It's fine. We're all friends here. Grandad's got a 2002 one with 130,000. That's barely run in on a Mark 1 Octavia, 130k, honestly. What else have we got? Thoughts on diesels, especially older diesel engines. I love an old diesel engine. If you didn't know, my classic project car for work is a Peugeot 205 with a 1.8 XUD engine, which I think is one of the best engines ever made. Yes, they have head gaskets go occasionally. Obviously, most engines will if you let them overheat. But XUD is a fantastic engine, so reliable. This one is returning 60 to the gallon flawlessly. And if you've got the right Bosch fuel pump on it, you can run it on veg oil. So it will cost you absolutely nothing to run. So the XUD I've got a big soft spot for. Land Rover diesel engines go on forever, don't they? Merc diesels, 300 TDs. Yeah, they're another one. I like old diesels. I would love to have an old diesel W123 as a daily smoker or 124. I think that'd be fantastic. I've got time for old diesels, as long as you don't want to get here in a hurry, obviously. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. I know that I've got other comments coming in on the side. Sorry. Yes, happy birthday. Thank you very much, sir. Commenting now. That's Mr. Mad Moo. My dad has a 1.8 Desire Skoda. Yeah, exactly. Keep hold of it. The 9320D recently had its MOT come back with emissions too low to register, says Richard Bullock. That's amazing. I didn't have that on the Super Seicento when my exhaust split in half. I'll tell you that much. I'm sorry, I should have made it plain. We are nearly 20 minutes in. If you've got questions, chuck them in the thing, or wherever it is, that side, down there. Wherever you can put comments, put them. If you want to ask questions, I'm yours for the next however long. Just to make you aware, this live stream, I've got curry being ordered. We're having curry tonight. And when it's available, this live stream is finishing because nothing gets between me and curry. So this might just randomly end when I get a text to say the curry's ready. So get your questions in quick because I'm not stopping for that curry. Thoughts on the 2012 to 2020 Audi A3? Well, I've never actually driven one. I've been in an RS3, and that was amazing car. Absolutely freaking incredible. The general A3, I think it's worth it over a Golf, honestly. I think the A3 is a cracking looking car these days, and the interior of Audi is special, really special. So yeah, I've got time for that. I mean, it's a more modern hatchback thing, and if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But with that said, they look fantastic, and Audi's interiors are cracking. And if you do want a car that's a Golf, but you want something a bit more special than an Octavia, yeah, I've got time for the A3, particularly in S3 or RS3, guys. What else have we got? Worst place to buy a car? Well, I bought out Peugeot 205 from work off a farm. I'm not sure I recommend buying cars from Fenland Farms. That's what I say. I wouldn't like to comment. You can buy really good cars from dodgy places. You can buy dodgy cars from good places. So I bought my Punto from a fairly dodgy area, and it was a really reliable car. And apart from the knackered curved alloys, it was fine. So I wouldn't like to judge, really. If you see a good car, I don't think there's a rule. It's the typical stuff. Look at where it's been photographed. Look at the service history. Look at the MOT history. Look at everything else. Consider how much the owner or the seller actually knows about the car. There's no good saying, oh, a good car comes from here, a bad car comes from here. Because, you could even say to someone, oh, I bought a dodgy car from Essex. And there'll be people that go, oh, dodgy car from Essex, nothing unusual there. But then people that go, well, there's really nice dealers in Essex. I went to an Essex dealer about 2 years ago that had a McLaren SLR and a Rolls-Royce Phantom. And that was within Essex. I was filming with JM on Cars, actually. We did a podcast recording in like a big aircraft hangar. with all these amazing luxury cars just out the window. It was incredible. They had a manual Ferrari 430 Spider. Finley Plimpton, will I ever buy a smoker's car? Only if it was fumigated, as in cleansed, before I got it, because I can't stand the smell of smoked-in cars. My granddad used to smoke a lot, and his car smelled permanently of old fags. And I opened the door on a van the other day to get something out of it, and again, it stank of old fags, an old stale fag smell in a car. I don't think you can ever. It's one of those. It's like if a child is sick in a car, you don't replace the interior, you scrap the car. And it's the same. In my opinion, if you've had a car that's been smoked in for 10 years, you scrap it because that smell is pretty much unavoidable. What curry did I order? Quirky on this, I ordered a lamb korma, so a chicken korma, but with lamb in it. It's a really, seriously, you judge, try one. It's amazing. What have we got here? I own a Volvo V60 D3 with 144 miles on it. Yeah, we like the V60. That's a cool looking car. Fiesta, but less pretentious. If a Fiesta could ever be... God, that tells you the standard I'm at when I think a Ford Fiesta is pretentious. That was incredibly rude. I do apologise. Panda 1.1 Eco Basic. Yeah, cracking little car. Vauxhall Sintra. Stand by. I need to Google what they look like. I can't actually remember what the Vauxhall Sintra looks like. If it is what I think it is, stand by. Please hold, caller. Oh, that thing. The Vauxhall Sintra, for those of you that didn't know, is some massive people carrier thing that's like twice the size of a Zafira. Yeah, they serve a purpose. I wouldn't say I would prefer to have fun with one. But if you get a V6 one, they sound good because the GM V6, I've been in a Mark 1 Vectra with the V6, and it does sound awesome. Quite drinky though. Let's have a look. My nan has a Mini which is smoked, and it still smells after about a year of ownership. Yeah, smoked in cars, very rarely get rid of it. The best advice I can give is change everything. Change the seats, the carpets, the headliner, the door cards, the seat belts. You might be able to get rid of the smell, but it depends what the car is and how much it's worth to you. As I would have it, my granddad's car, we sold one to someone who didn't notice and didn't care. I mean, you can put a good air freshener in and get rid of it, but do you know what? Smoked-in cars aren't as bad as cars that have had a dog in them. I remember at one stage I was looking at buying, as a daily driver, I was looking at buying a Saab 9.3 Estate, and I looked at about a dozen of them, all for sale, and if I could see in the picture that there was a dog cage in the back, immediately ignored it. Because what that tells you is that car will stink of dog, and it will have stained boot carpet and probably uncleanable smears all over the windows and dog hair absolutely everywhere. So smoked in cars and dog cars are the two worst. Not dogging, that's something different. Where are we up to? Smoked in cars are the worst. Yeah, they absolutely are. The Sintra, yeah, I know very little about the Sintra. Thoughts on the Daihatsu Terios? It's small, it's cheap, it's a bit of a nugget. We like them. Thoughts on the Toyota Starlet? The GT Turbo is wicked, particularly in the Toyota Sierra. Some people will know what I mean by that. But the general Starlet, yeah, it's a cool little car. I think Ian from Hubnut used to own one, and he really liked it. So yeah, I like the Starlet. Good times. The best car from a crap manufacturer? Vauxhall Amiga. No, I can't say. I'm going to annoy a lot of people when I say that. Crap manufacturer. I mean, it depends, because every manufacturer has done something over it. Even Yugo or Lada or or something like that has still made objectively some okay cars. So, I mean, let's go left field. Let's say Trabant, because objectively the Trabant is a terrible car. But think about what it represented socially and what it did for the East-West German divide in Berlin, and think about it mobilised the East German masses post World War II. The Trabant deserves love and attention. It's a classic. I'd love to have a go in a Trabant. Aging Wheels, if you're watching, hit me up. What do I think about Jag X-Type, says Field Drive. You've got one, haven't you? You've got a Jag X-Type. I've driven one. I like them. Oh, it's only a Mondeo. Why is that a bad thing? Mondeo is a great car. And the X-Type, I think, is not a bad looking thing. Drives well, comfortable. Yeah, we like the X-Type. We've got time for that here. What car was it my granddad had? He had a Peugeot 207. 1.4 litre. I drove that once. It was a decent little car. Are we attending the next Italian Squadro Rally, asks Matt, aka Mad Moo. I don't know. I've got other plans next year, and I don't think I'm going to have the time or the money because it's catching up with other things. I'd like to travel again. I think I will probably go to Poland next year, but I don't know if that's going to be even in a car. I might just fly. We'll see. Probably not next year, but at some point, definitely. Rover 75. No, Rovers are great. I'm going to agree with Dominic that says Rovers are great. The R8, I daily drove an R. I love Rovers. You're in the wrong place to be saying that Rovers are crap, my friend. I'm afraid. We love Rovers here. And if you don't, then stay for the Fiat stuff. Because it's occurred to me, I've never owned a Rover, but I like the R8 200. I like obviously the 400 that came from that. The 800 I like. Controversially, I like the Rover 800. Obviously the Metro. Yeah, we've got time for it. The 75 is a cracking car. Even the 600, which is a bit dull. So we've got time for Rovers here. I don't think you can fairly say that Rover are a crap manufacturer. Sorry about that. Grandparents had 5 Daihatsu Terioses, then bought a Panda 4x4. They've got a brilliant car history. Rover 75. Yeah, Rover 75, we've got time for them here. I actually really like the 75. A mate of mine recently got one for free. Sam, if you're watching, yeah, I like 75s. Drove a 75 was smoother than a Rolls Royce. I've driven a Rolls Royce Silver Shadow recently. I'm not sure a Rover 75 drove better than that, unfortunately. But there you go. Great example, by the way. Silver Shadow is a car I've loved since I was a kid. And that is an example where you can meet your heroes, because it was a Silver Shadow 2 and it drove wonderfully. It's the only car I've driven after having driven a Citroen DS that even compared for relaxing drive. It literally was yours, because it cost like 5 times what a house did. The Silver Shadow is wonderful. That has earned its place. Like I've driven a few of my hero cars. The Citroen DS didn't disappoint. The Alfa Giulietta Spider didn't disappoint. The Silver Shadow, I was waiting to disappoint. I thought it was going to drive like an absolute barge, and I thought it was going to be hateful. And I loved it, and I want one. So I need to start earning a bit more money. Dogs and smoke, nothing compared to my old Punto. I had a ferret living with me. He travelled everywhere in my old Punto. Yeah, ferret smell. That's one thing. Because obviously you see in a car advert, non-smoker, non-dog household. I'd love to read non-ferret household in a car ad. That'd be amazing. I'm going to take a sip of tea, and then we'll be back in just a moment. Thoughts on the Audi TT Mark III? Funny you should say that, because for those of you that don't know, I do videos, road test and filming for Classics World. I also film for Fast Car, as in the Fast Car magazine, and Fast Car's YouTube channel. I film all their videos at the moment as well. In the next few weeks, we've got a road test on the TTRS coming, the 2020 TTRS, and it is bloody incredible. I really like it. In standard guise, it's a touch plain, obviously, because it is just a Golf. But it looks fabulous. And I think the Mark II TT was a bit dull. The interiors are incredible these days. And the Mark III looks like a baby R8. So, yeah, I like the Mark III TT. Don't know as I'd own one because modern car. But I like them. Citroen SM, oh, wonderful car, just wonderful. Think Citroen DS that looks even more like a spaceship and has Maserati V6 noises. If that hasn't got me written all over it, I'm not sure what does. Let's have a look. Mark 1 Punto thoughts. I've never driven one, but I like them. GT turbos, all the rest of it. Yeah, they're cool. The guy who I bought my Punto engine from, Steve Clare, he's got about half a dozen, including a couple of GT turbos and a 16 valve, and yeah, I like them. Because it's a Fiat, we've got time for all Fiats here. They're part of the family. Can we start a campaign to bring back velour upholstery? Oh, do like a bit of velour. Yes, we do. I went in a Mark II Granada. No. Was it an XJ40? I think it was an XJ40 with velour. Oh, it was wonderful. We like a bit of velour here. TTRS to non-car people is TTRs. Yeah. I'm just going to leave this with you. It would be very easy to create a fast but rude version of the Kia Soul. Put the name in the comments. Let's have a look. One car you would import that wasn't sold in the UK. Any Japanese K car. Off the top of my head, a Cappuccino would be awesome. A Figaro would be amazing. Yeah, Honda Beat. Any small nuggety K car, definitely. What do I think of the Citroen AX, asks Alex Feller. Yeah, I like the AX. One of my neighbours had one for years. AX GT is a proper nugget. But yeah, we like AXs just because they're so basic. You know, a ball of tinfoil would cause a dent in one of those things. It's ridiculously French peasant level, but we love AXs because nugget, tiny. Like they're only like less than 700 kilos, if I remember correctly. They're tiny. But yes, I like them. Citroen BX with hydraulic suspension was the love of my childhood. That weird steering wheel. Oh, BX. Yes, please. Although in the real world, a Xantia is objectively better. And the Xantia is in one of my top 5 favourite cars. I love the Xantia. There you go. There's a weird entry at number whatever. Tekwen put in a donation. Thank you, pal. Really appreciate it. Thank you. My thoughts on the Mark IV Astra. I like the Mark IV Astra. I'm not a Vauxhall man, as you may have worked out. But I like the Mark IV Astra because I think it looks great. They drive well. Chassis tuned by Lotus, don't you know? And the turbo ones are genuinely rapid, to 60 in less than 7 seconds for their time, and they're relatively cheap to buy still. And I think the facelift later ones as well can look really nice. So Mark IV Astra, thumbs up. I probably have one over a Golf, actually, thinking about it. Sacrilege. Do I like the Wurzels or Madness, singer of Our House in the Middle of Australia? Oh, sorry, I had to. Yeah, Madness, right? The band Madness, right? Sorry, that's written slightly weirdly. I didn't quite know what you meant. Love Madness, yeah. So you may well know that Dad and I go to the British Superbike, and a couple of years back they had some tribute bands playing overnight for the camping area, and they had a Madness tribute band, and they were bloody awesome. I learned a load of songs were Madness that I didn't realise they were. Yeah, I love Madness. I think their songs are incredible, and Our House is undoubtedly the absolute best. 690 kilos for the Citroen AX. Yeah, that's even lighter than a Seicento. Literally, that's ludicrously light, in fact. Citroen Xantia thoughts, asked Ruby Cupid MB. I've just told you, I love the Xantia because it's all the best bits of a hydro Citroen in that it's uber comfortable and uber relaxing and just a little bit quirky, but you don't have to deal with things like self-centering steering and an indicator rocker switch and the hydractive stuff that came on the XM and the electric roll bars that came on the Activa. Activa's an amazing car. So the Xantia for me is absolutely incredible. If I could get a turbo diesel Mark 1 Xantia, I would probably never get rid of it because I think it's just a wonderful car. Citroen BX GTI. We like those. Next mods planned for the Super Seicento, asks Cal J. Sorry, Simon Mays said Citroen BX GTI. So yes, Simon, much approved. We like hydro Citroens here as well. Cal, next plans for the Super Seicento. Many. I'm saving up a lot of monies and a lot of times because there are big things coming. Big things coming. It's the worst kept secret in Miller Corner history. We've been teasing it for years and it will finally be happening, but I'll leave you at that. Do I like the Reliant Robin? Yes. You may well have seen, if you watch Aging Wheels over in America, he's recently bought one, like the only Reliant Robin in America because you can import them as a motorbike. Yeah, we like Robins. I'd love to have a go in one, but yes, I do like them. Astra Mark IV versus Mark IV Golf versus Mark 1 Focus. I haven't driven a Mark IV Golf. I've driven a Mark III Golf. Mark 1 Focus I have driven and it was brilliant. Oh, depends on your spec. In just cooking models, probably the Mark 1 Focus because it's genuinely, if it's not the most characterful car in the world, but it's objectively brilliant. Renault began scenic thoughts. My mum's had 3 of them. We love them in our family. That's the thing. You know when people buy a classic car purely because, oh, my mum had one of those when I was a kid, and then they just have one for nostalgic, it was our family car reasons. Don't be surprised if in 20 years' time I go and buy a Mark II Megane Scenic because I've got so much nostalgia attached to one of those because I love it. I've gone on infinite family holidays and I've gone to the shops and I was taken to school in one and I love, I've driven them and they're nice to drive for what they are. They drive really well for what they are. They drive better than they've got any right to. Yeah, I could go on forever about them because I've got so much nostalgia for them. Love, particularly Mark II Scenics. Thoughts on the 2-litre V6 GTV? 2-litre V6 GTV? You don't mean 3-litre V6, do you? We'll come back to that one. Decchio. Opinions on the 208 GTI? Yes, looks great, goes fast, cracking interior, and if you get one, you are not a Fiesta ST owner, which is always a good thing in my book. Citroen Diane. It's like a 2CV, only more practical and, in my opinion, possibly better looking. Yes, we like the Diane. Seat Ibiza Mark 1 GTI. A colleague of mine, Mr. Jeff Ruggles, if any of you are familiar with the mini scene, you'll know who Jeff is. He used to have one, and he says it's the best car he's ever sold, and I think they're brilliant. I really like them because it was just before Seat was all VW, so there was still a little bit of originality there. And if you get the lime one or the Kiwi one or the yellow one, yeah, I think they're a cracking little car. Kiwi one with white wheels would look incredible. Rear seat delete. How does it affect the insurance? Technically, it lowers your insurance because you're now only able to carry 2 people, which means there's less people at risk in an accident. So technically speaking, actually lowers your insurance. Think about that. Thoughts on the Nissan? Oh, sorry, right. Before we go any further, on the seats on your insurance thing, it's worth noting check with your insurance company how many seats you've told them your car has got, because if you've told them it's got 4, you're not insured to carry 5 people. So just worth noting. And if you do have a crash with 5 people in there, your insurance is void. Just getting sensible, because I used to work for an insurance company. Make sure your car is insured for the number of passengers you intend to take. Sensible hat off. Let's talk about turbos. Nissan March Super Turbo, asks L3 Lou. Yes, the king of the JDM Nuggets. It's not a K car, is it? It's one's class too big. Yes, love it. If you haven't watched the Mighty Car Mods Super Turbos and Temples film, go and watch it, because they're epic. And I want one big time. I was thinking of getting a W124 E300D. It will survive any apocalypse and run on any fuel, says the Circuit Wizard. Yeah, it will. I've driven a 123 240D, and if you don't mind not making any progress at all, they're wonderful. That's one of the cars I've driven that I wanted to keep. That was just lovely, but it was also 15 grand, which I don't have. Let's have a look. Mark III Reliant Robin is my favorite. I just love how much it's trying to be a car. How much it's trying to be a car. I love that. Here's a bit of trivia for you, which I only learned from watching Aging Wheels video. Vauxhall Corsa headlights on a Mark III Robin. So there you go. There's some trivia. Renault Espace Mark III thoughts. Yeah, Renault Espace, quirky people carrier. We like them. Yes, good. Haven't driven one, but yes, good. Our family car is a Mark 1 Focus for 15 years. Yeah, there you go. That will be the car that in 20 years' time you buy because you're nostalgic for one from your childhood, and do it because they're great. Kia Rio 2011. My drama teacher used to drive a 2011 Kia Rio. You're not my old drama teacher, are you? Yes, I did drama at school. You never know, would you? No comment. I know nothing about them. I do apologise. And maybe because of 2-litre V6 GTV does exist. Maybe because of high taxes per displacement in Italy. Yes, that's where the Ferrari 208 came from, wasn't it? It was a tax thing. I didn't know that existed until 30 seconds ago, so I can't give you my thoughts. But if it's a 2-litre GTV that makes V6 noises, it's all right with me. The 2-litre GTV was available in mainland Europe only because of Italian emissions rules. Yeah, there you go. We'll do some research on that one. W123 240D, I'd sell my own mother to get one. Oh, it's a fantastic car. Before you do that, Richard, before you sell your own mother to buy one, make sure there's a 300D available, because the 240D, if I'm brutally honest, is a bit too slow. It got absolutely left behind by almost every piece of traffic I encountered. So lovely, but possibly a bit too slow these days. Daniel, I'm sorry, you did tell me how to pronounce your last name and I can't remember. I'm so sorry. But Daniel, evening, happy birthday for tomorrow. Thank you, bud. Thank you for watching. Love you, Panda, and loving the Twitter updates as well, reading your Drive Tribe stuff. So yes, thank you for watching. 2013 S-Max turbo engine from a Focus ST. Oh yeah, 5-pot S-Max. If I ever become a dad, then I'm getting a 5-pot S-Max. Those are wicked. James May is selling his Ferrari 308. Yes, he is. I don't think that's an unwise call, because he's got old cars and old bikes. And like he says, someone will own that for a couple of years and then realise that an Alpine is objectively better. Depends what you like, but there are better cars around there for that money. So I don't blame him for that. But he still ticked it off. It's a childhood dream car and he's ticked the box. And he already established the Countach is a don't meet your heroes car. So is the Lamborghini Diablo a meet your heroes car? We should ask Paddy McGuinness about that one. What else have we got? Sorry, but your questions are scrolling so fast I can't keep up. Thinking of buying one in the future. First into Japanese cars, we have a 156. Yeah, 156s are cool. Steve Morgan, thank you very much. Happy birthday, thank you, sir. Fiat 127. Yeah, we love those. I don't know if you've seen the Hubnut video. Yeah, we really like 127s. There was one at Festival Italia. I've always got time for them because they're so unusual, but they're so cool. What's one car you really want to drive and film with as a goal next year? Says Feel the Drive. Well, work related, it's weird because I can say out loud, I want to drive one of these, and because of my job, I probably will get to drive one. The two that immediately come to mind are a Lancia Delta Integrale, preferably an Evoluzione, but I'd settle for an earlier one, and a Porsche 928. Those are the two that I most want to drive next year, but we'll see. Keep your eye on Classics World. Slow cars reduce road rage is very true. Hence I don't get road rage in diesel Xantia. There's a pizza delivery guy near me who uses a Ford Granada hearse as a delivery vehicle. That's it. We can close the internet. That guy's one. Calibra Turbo. Oh, yeah, we like it. I like the Calibra. Why don't more people like the Calibra? Really cool looking car. My dad had a Kia about 10 years ago. It was terrible. Yeah, people have different opinions. The only Kia I've driven a Kia. I've been in a Sportage. That was not bad. My dad had a Kia about 10 years. I'm getting a text message. I do apologise. It could be curry related. Okay, right. I've just received a text. The curry is going to be ready at 7. So you've got 20 minutes of my time and then I'm off to get curry. For those of you just joining, we've got a curry occurring. So at 7 o'clock, I'm off to get curry. So you've got 20 minutes. The Kia Rios are really rare to a few. Yeah, Kia Rios are a lot rarer than Fiestas because, it's a Ford, it's a Fiesta, it's the best. It might, I had a 1971 Fiat 500, even slower than a 2CV. I don't think there are many things slower than a 70s Fiat 500. I'm fairly certain wind erosion was probably outrunning you in that. Actor House. Daniel, I do apologise, my friend. It's pronounced Actor House. I'm going to make a mental note of that next time. But yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking part in the virtual car meet. Love your 100 HP. Matt Allen asks, is it my birthday or the channel's birthday? It's not. The channel's birthday is mid-June, late June, early July, I believe. But it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm going to be 22 because I'm very old. Curry ready at 7. My dad's commented as well. You people reading in the comments, the curry is ready at 7. There you go. VWs, BMWs, and Audis in my family. Well, my 156 is the most reliable car. It can happen. My editor, has owned a Series 4 Alpha Spider. He's owned it 23 years. And bar a battery going flat, which was because it was an old knackered battery, it's had 0 mechanical failures. It's been more reliable than every VW, every BMW, every Honda, everything else he's owned, and it's a 1990 Alpha Spider. So there you go. Alphas can be reliable. Well, my GTV was reliable. It was just tatty. And as far as I'm aware, it's still reliable. I've not heard any horror stories on Twitter, so I'm fairly certain it is still going. The worst GCSE subject. What was my worst GCSE subject, or which one did I enjoy the least? The one I enjoyed the least was science. Apart from physics, which I could understand a bit because logical, I didn't like science at all. Total waste of my time. I did pass it, but didn't like science at all. What else have we got? Too many cars, too little lifetime. Yeah, exactly. Inevitably, there will be cars that I want to drive that I won't have driven. But it's like in the first year of this job, I ticked off 2 of my absolute dream cars, the Giulietta Spider and the Citroen DS. So that was a good first year of the job. What else? Lancia Delta Integrale is the dream. Absolutely. I'd take one in that dark green like we saw at Festival Italia. That was fit. Vid Crunch KRAJNC says happy birthday. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. At one point, our whole family had a Xantia estate. Yeah, I like Xantias. Really like Xantias. Decchio, would you recommend a 2-litre twin spark GTV as a second car to have fun driving on twisty roads? So here's an interesting one. The GTV is not a particularly good sports car. There you go. I said it. Particularly in twin spark, guys, they're way too heavy. They're nearly 1,500 kilos. The twin spark's not really revvy enough down low, so you have to cane it to go anywhere. And I don't think they actually, the seats aren't supportive enough. So even if you really get into a corner, you're doing this the whole time because you're falling out of the seat. The GTV is a very nice car, and I still like them, and I'm glad I own one. And as a grand touring car, they're brilliant. Would I recommend it as a fun, twisty road weekend car? No, I wouldn't. But it depends what you want. Do you want to be at 10/10 smashing it down a B road, or do you want to cruise in the sunshine at 55 miles an hour on a 70? Depends what you want. Probably not as a B road car, in all honesty. Sorry, I do apologise. If you want to know the thoughts of the GTV versus some other sporty coupes, check out Classics World. We did a road trip with some 90s coupes. We took a Honda CRX, 80s car, I know, my GTV, a Mark 1 Audi TT, and a Ford Puma. And unfortunately, the GTV showed up just how not sporty and B-roady it is compared to the other 3, certainly the Honda and the Puma. So yeah, I can't recommend the GTV as a B-road car in all good conscience. I'm afraid it's a lovely car, and if you want one, buy one, but don't go thinking it's going to be a B-road bashing machine, because it's not. I'm afraid it's a very competent GT car, hence the name GT. Honda S2000 is one of my perfect 3-car carriage. I love the S2000. I still want to drive one. My boss has got one. My editor is buying one. I need to have one day. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Thank you, Rick. 22 is not old. Well, bearing in mind that my hearing and my sight are knackered, I may as well be 44. Loving the Seicento's got a 207 GTI, a Mark II Polo bread van, and a 5.7-litre Monaro. Oh, that was a dream car when I was a kid. That's another car I want to drive. Rick, you've won, my friend. That is a fantastic 3-car garage. 207 GTI, Mark II Polo bread van, and a Monaro. Yes, we approve of that.
Thank you very much, NH73. I was driving HGV Arctics at 38 tons up and down the UK at 22. Bloody hell. I'm quite happy driving a modern Mini. That feels big enough. Top Gear is back on Sunday. Have I watched the last series of Freddie, Paddy, and Chris? It was very good. I make no secret of the fact I'm loving Top Gear at the moment. I won't be able to watch it when it's on because I think I'm working. So I'll have to get to my hotel because I'm doing work stuff over the weekend. I'll have to get to my hotel and watch it on iPlayer. But I'm loving Top Gear at the moment, and I probably shouldn't admit this, but I'd like to know your opinion on this because this is YouTube. I can say whatever I like. Within reason. I prefer Top Gear to the Grand Tour. I'm kind of bored of the Grand Tour. Sorry. I don't know if any of you have seen these pictures. Spoiler alert for the Grand Tour. The Clarkson Hammond may have been spotted in 3 big American Yank tanks, like as a Lincoln Continental and a Buick of some sort and something else. And the trouble is, in the pictures, they look really nice and really clean and really tidy. And my first thought when I saw that was, they're going to end up wrecked. And if that was my first thought, not, oh, this is going to be a good episode, you're kind of past the point of enjoying it. I'm really sorry, but I'm kind of over them now. I'm not really particularly looking forward to Grand Tour anymore. I'll watch it out of curiosity, but Top Gear excites me. Grand Tour doesn't anymore. Sorry. Let's have. Your comments are scrolling away. I do apologise. Finley, do I like bus drivers? You ask a lot of bus questions. Are you a bus driver? I have only used a bus twice in my life, and both bus drivers I encountered were nice. So, based on my experience of 2, yes, I do like bus drivers. Ford Focus RS versus Alfa 147 GTA. The Alfa, that is an achievable dream car for me. I love a 147 GTA, but the Mark 1 Focus RS is a cracking thing as well. So, best radio station. Well, I used to do radio stuff, but I worked for Heart Global, the commercial station in the UK, if you're watching abroad. And I still like Heart. Yes, only modern music. They play the same 8 songs, but I like those 8 songs. So Heart, I do apologise. What about an Alpha Suds? Don't hear much about them. I like Alpha Suds. If you can find one that hasn't rusted away, buy it. We really like Alpha Suds. JM on Cars did a video on a mint Alpha Sud TI, and that was fantastic. He also drove an SZ, so I'm not in any way jealous of that. Let's move on. I'd be fine cruising in the sun at 50, in which case buy a GTV, because it's a perfect car for that. In fact, buy a Spider, buy a 916 Spider, because that'd be even better for it. And make no mistake, they're a great car. Let's have a look. I'm 44. Yes, I do apologize, Richard. I'm not saying you're old at 44. I'm saying I may as well be 44 for as well as my sight and hearing work. What curry am I having? Asked Mark Townsend. A lamb korma, because I like to be cosmopolitan. I don't like the new Top Gear because they're trying to replicate the old group. Yeah, I think trying to replicate the pre-2002 episodes would be good. The trouble is there's not really a space for that anymore. How many people in a modern TV watching audience, and you struggle to hold on to TV audiences at the moment because YouTube, a lot of YouTubers are doing as good, if not better, of a job than TV. How many people want to stand and watch William Woolard put his foot on the front bumper of a Vauxhall Cavalier? Not many. Although, if you want that, Ian from Hubnut does that. Not literally, but he's that kind of vibe. So I don't think an old style Top Gear, like a 90s style Top Gear, would actually work very well on TV because Ian is already there doing it with an established audience. So I don't think it's any bad thing. And I think that Chris, Freddie, and Paddy, I have to think about that, they've brought new life to it because they're a bit younger, they're a bit more energetic than Clarkson Hammond and May. There's new stuff, and I'm enjoying it. Sorry. What else have we got? Rick, if you want to go in the Monaro, I'm sure we could arrange something. Please, because I love the Monaro. I'd love a go in one. Different formats of shows. Yeah, it's true. Grand Tour and Top Gear are different these days, believe it or not. I think you've got quite a good blend. In that, I struggle to get excited for Grand Tour anymore, and I'm quite open about that. Top Gear, I do still get excited for. YouTube stuff, I get more excited for. If a new Mighty Car Mods video comes up, I will stop what I'm doing and watch that. And that probably says more about it. Whereas Top Gear, I'm quite happy to wait and watch it when I've got time. So the best TV program for me is YouTube at the moment. The bigger the truck, the more relaxing the drive. Very true, very true. The Grand Tour is still funny. Sometimes it can feel a bit scripted and kind of that's going to explode, and then it does. I struggle. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have said that. And again, I'm not saying I've gone off them, but I'm less excited about that than I used to be, and I'm sorry. Happy birthday, says Ed Hoop. Thank you, bud. Thank you for joining. It's not my birthday till tomorrow, but thank you for joining. Anyone wondering, I'm going to be a grand old age of 22 tomorrow, because yes, I am very old. Let's have a look. I have the remains of an alpha sud in a carrier bag. You've got more alpha sud than most people, unfortunately. What have we got? The comments are scrolling away. I do apologise. Am I playing another virtual car meet? Asks Matt Allen. I might even attempt to present my Panda 4x4. Absolutely, the more the merrier. That's a permanent open invitation. If ever you've got a car you want to do for a virtual car meet, send it my way on WeTransfer. Look at the previous videos for the instructions. Send them to me, and we will do the next one when there's enough clips for it. Whenever that might be. And obviously, as the winter closes in, there's going to be less outside filming. So the more virtual car meets, the better. Send your cars in. Let's have a look. Fiat Punto Mark 1 versus Seicento. Seicento, obviously, it's the car closest to my heart. Hooked on classics. Happy birthday, Joe. I bought a classic car. Well, first of all, thank you for happy birthday. What car did you buy? I'm interested. We like classics. Paul Thompson is 49 and still a car. Absolutely. And you've got a touring car replica Carina. You're very much welcome here, sir. I need to have a sip of tea. Bear with. Finley Plimpton, what do I think of Donald Trump? There are two things we do not discuss here. One is religion and the other is politics. I'm doing neither, I'm afraid. I have an opinion, but I'm not sharing it on the internet. Richard Bullock, I'm old. I was born aged 50, so that makes me 94. Nicely done, sir. Would I ever go camping in the Super Seicento? Probably not, because most campsites are wet grass. I've got a lowered car that I don't want rusting out, so it ain't going on wet grass. No, to answer your question. But we love camping. Everyone loves camping, don't they? 10 points if you get that reference. I miss William Willard and Chris Goffey. Yeah, I know. But again, like I say, is there enough of a market for that to exist these days? Who's to say? I don't think there is, unfortunately. Certainly a mainstream broadcaster would struggle to promote that as exciting in the face of the Grand Tour. So don't get me wrong. I agree, and I liked it too, but I don't think there's a place for it anymore, which is a shame. I didn't really like the 2002 onwards group. I prefer the simplicity of a car review. Divides opinion. Fifth Gear took the place of 90s Top Gear. Exactly. Yeah, Fifth Gear still exists. We forget, don't we? Does that still exist? Does Fifth Gear still exist, or has it gone again? If it still exists, there you go, Fifth Gear. A Miller Corner video is much more entertaining, says Dominic. Thank you, my friend. We do try. I don't blow anything up on this channel, unfortunately. But we're quite happy to bumble along with yellow nuggets that you can see here. There you go, yellow nugget. That's my supercar. There you go. Largely because it's my like I said, dream car, dream build, so it's never going anywhere. Grand Tour time has come like Maze. Grand Tour time has come like Maze 308 was good in its day. That's a really good analogy. It was fun while it lasted, but really we all just want to cuddle up and watch some YouTube. There you go. That's an analogy. Sorry, your comments are scrolling away. I do apologise if it's taken me ages to answer, but I do ramble, as you probably worked out. Where are we in? Ed Hooper, I've just bought a Fiat Panda 4x4 climbing. 10 points, my friend. We love those. Hooked on Classic Mark III Cortina Estate. Oh, I'm not a Ford man, but whoa. Yeah, those are cool. We like those. Go and live out life on Mars fantasies by doing handbrake turns all the time and jumping out and arresting people. I'm sure no one will think you're weird. Do I have or like tattoos? I don't have any tattoos, and I don't really like them. Don't get me wrong. I don't. If you want them, have them. That's fine, but not for me. If I was going to have one, the only tattoo I'd have, and I'm told by people who have tattoos, this is a painful place to have it. I'd have on the bottom of my foot this way up. That's the only tattoo I'd have because I'm weird like that. Did the Mark 1 Octavia change Skoda as a brand? No, I don't think it did. I think the Favorite changed Skoda as a brand because it suddenly went from being we're buying it because it's cheap to we're buying it because it's cheap and good, which then became Skoda's theme forever. So I don't think the Octavia was pivotal. I think the Favorite was pivotal, but the Octavia was part of that pivotal moment. So it wasn't the seesaw. It wasn't the roundabout, but it was sitting on the roundabout. And if you're there on the roundabout when it first opened, you know what it was like. Buy a VW camper van then for camping. I'm afraid I don't get paid enough, and I wouldn't anyway. If I was going to go camping, I'd probably do what my dad did and buy a van and convert it for camping. Not in any way subtle hint for future video there. Get yourself an HGV driving experience. I'd love to have a go in a lorry. It'd have to be not on the road. God, not ever driving a lorry on the road. But I'd love to have a go in one. What's my favourite kind of tea? Yorkshire tea is my absolute favourite, with the milk in first and 3 sweeteners. Fifth Gear did exist. Discovery picked up on their YouTube channel regularly. Okay, they still exist. Brilliant. Yeah, fifth gear in. Shout out. Favorite non-Seicento Fiat. I'm guessing the Cinquecento doesn't count. The 126, I love them, but I haven't technically driven one. So X19. I like the X19. Have you ever considered wrapping your passenger door in red? Get out. Thoughts on the new Nissan 400Z? It doesn't really matter what I think of it. We ain't getting it. I think it looks great, though. I think it looks fantastic, and it's exactly what the world needs. A raw, manual, turbo V6 sports car that's not hybrid, not eco, not automatic, not just designed to make fart noises at cart meets and impress people. It's what the world needs in terms of a sports car, but we can't have it. We're not getting it. Bit of a shame, really. My mother has a Ferrari 308 GTS. Wow, that's awesome. 10 points. Skoda is my favorite modern brand. Yeah, I can't argue with that. If you like old cars, then Skoda is the best new brand for you. That's the reality of it. I have a tattoo. I'm not sure I can give any. Yeah, tattoos divide opinion. If you like them, have them. I don't. Other people have them. That's fine, but they're not for me. Did someone say Cinquecento camping? Yeah, you can. Oh, you can. I'm not saying you can't, but I wouldn't. Seat Ibiza 96 to 2000 is wicked. Yeah, it's a great little car. AJR, happy birthday. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Just to let you all know, T-minus 4 minutes. T-minus 4 minutes until we wrap up the live stream. So get your questions in now, and I will answer them. But the curry is going to be ready at 7, so I'm going at 7. Yorkshire T, yep, absolutely. I have a Mark III Octavia 1.6 TDI DSG. It's a great car. That's a really nice combat. That's brilliant for cruising. Is a Cinquecento sporty and good first car? Yes. Make sure it's not rusty, and be prepared for no power steering. But if you've never driven before, you won't know. And obviously, if you learn to drive in something that doesn't have power steering, anything that then does is immediately easier. So yes, great first car, not very safe. Worth noting. These are not much safer, although they have got an airbag. So worth noting. Where have we got? Harley Mayer, what's up? Hi, dude. How you doing? Thanks for joining. I'm not bad, thank you. I've got curry on the way, and I'm wearing a Seicento t-shirt, so going pretty well, thank you. Thank you very much for saying happy birthday. Fiat Brava or Bravo? Bravo HGT. Did someone just ask about Vin CV? I don't know what that means. I do apologise. Sorry you're late. Don't worry, bud. This might well be live, but you can watch it back afterwards because that's the brilliance of YouTube Live. That's why I do these on YouTube, not Instagram, by the way. What one present would you most like for your birthday? I talked to my parents about this, and it's probably the sign of getting old. But I didn't really ask for anything for my birthday because it's like I'm an adult and I earn money. So if I want something, I just buy it. So I don't know. Any money that I get is going towards a new camera because I'm determined to get the quality up a bit more. So new camera on the way. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? About as much ground as a hog. No. Oh, I've ruined that joke. Sorry. If you watch Mock the Week and James A. Caster, you know that joke, but I've ruined that joke. Go and look up the groundhog joke that he did. Have you ever watched Garage 54? Heard about them, never seen them. That's on the list. Hope your curry is good. It's going to be excellent. I'm very confident of that. Thank you, Rick. Thanks for watching, dude. Much appreciated. Would I ever smoke? No. When am I turbocharging the Seicento? When are you coming around to fit it for me? No, I don't know. It will probably happen, let's be honest. The original Seicentos didn't have airbags. They were optional. Yeah, that's true. So go for a later one. Fiat Cinquecento Turbo. I don't own a Cinquecento. I'd love to have a turbo one. And like no weight, loads of power. We've got time for that. I saw loads in Poland, and they don't dull the enthusiasm for a turbo Cento. Put it that way. This has been non-stop. We've been really plowing through these. I'll take this minute then. Thank you all so much for all your questions. Really appreciate it. I haven't had a chance to breathe. I've still got tea in here. I haven't had a chance to breathe for tea. Right. Tea break. 10 seconds. Oh, my tea is cold now. But yes, thank you for all your questions. Thank you for watching. We're not ending. This isn't a sign-off, by the way, but thank you for coming along. Thanks for all your questions. Thanks for taking part. Because it's reassuring to see that so many of you are willing to spend your Friday night listening to this idiot talking in front of a laptop with a Father Christmas hat in the background. And it's brilliant. So thank you all so much. Genuinely, my favorite thing about doing YouTube is you lot, because I've got one of the nicest YouTube audiences I've ever seen. There's no negativity. No one gets into arguments, no hurling abuse, no roughness. You lot are amazing. So I love you guys. Do I like Gavin and Stacey? I love Gavin and Stacey. Do I like Nessa? Yes. I feel like I'm the exact antithesis of Nessa, but I feel like we get on. Why didn't the new Supra come with a 2JZ? Because BMW don't make the 2JZ. Oh yeah, we went there. Emissions, probably. I don't think you can get a 2JZ through modern emissions stuff. And the BMW N54 is just as capable, really. Everyone goes, it's BMW. Yeah, but there's examples of those making 800, 1,000 horsepower. So it's not like it's not capable. The tuning culture will take time, but give it 20 years and there'll be Fast and Furious 37 with a A90 Supra making 1,000 horsepower. I guarantee it. Although they'll probably be in spaceships by then. Friday night is party night. Ooh, ooh. Not for me. I'm sitting in and having curry. That's my kind of party. Right, we'll give you all 30 more seconds and then I'm off to get curry. So last minute questions or comments, do chuck them in. But yeah, once again, massive thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you for wishing me happy birthday. Plans, fairly minimal. Just kick back and relax, eat more curry because there'll be leftovers from tonight. And then I'm off to Silverstone to do some filming for work. So yeah, it's awesome. So thank you all so much for watching. Have I ever tried an Alpha 156? What do I think about them? No, never even been in a 156. Objectively, I like them, and the GTA is a nuttermobile. So yes, we like 156s. The difference between a BMW and if you read that in the comments, the comment on BMWs, yes, very, very funny. Happy birthday tomorrow and enjoy your curry. Thank you, Rich, much appreciated. I think we're going to sign off here, people. So thank you all so much for watching. Been awesome. Thank you for all your comments. I love you guys. Next week, we are back on the Kawasaki. One more video on the Kawasaki and then none for a while. It's all explained with him. And then it's probably back to Seicento stuff. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for supporting the channel. Massive, massive thanks. Do drop your as soon as this finishes, drop your comments. I'll respond to them because I do make an effort to respond to as many comments as I can because you give to me by watching this channel and supporting me. So I want to give back as much as I can. So drop your comments. I'll reply. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm going to go have curry now. Thanks for watching. Have a brilliant weekend. And as always, have a good one.